Welcome to the Fantasy Champions Fantasy Football Podcast. Here's your host, Morgan Colby and Rick Lemon.
Welcome to the final draft-related preseason episode of the Fantasy Champions Fantasy Football Podcast. My name is Morgan Colby. I got Rick Lemon with me as always, Poppin' Rick.
What's up?
This is it. This is a final mock draft that we're gonna do of the season for the channel until probably like March.
Dude, you know it's been real, and we're really getting into football season when we're done with mock drafts. That's how you know.
I know.
I've been doing them all off season.
There's 0 mock drafts left for us on this show. Most leagues at this point, it feels like the quiet before the storm, but most leagues are probably done drafting at this point. But if your league has not, thank you for listening. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for your support all off season long. We have a lot to get to in this final mock draft of the 2023 fantasy football season. Next week, as I said prior, we are going to be doing week 1 breakdowns, week 1 content, talking about some trade targets for week 1 that you can go after, possibly a preview of Thursday Night Football happening.
Whoa.
And some starts and sits for the week 1 matchups. So it should be an interesting week of content preparing for week 1, but Thursday can't get here soon enough, I swear.
Yep.
This episode,
so I have a question.
This episode gets probably released on like Friday or Saturday. So if that is the case, my friends, you're like 4 days away.
Yeah. That's kind of crazy, dude, honestly. So are we going to do a prediction show for week 1 or not a prediction show, but we want to do predictions for Chiefs Lions, or should we save that for?
Oh, we'll probably do that for the Thursday night preview show next week.
I was going to say, okay.
Yeah.
Just want to make sure.
Yeah, and then we can remind me next week, and we could do some predictions for the season.
Okay, some hot takes.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, so without further ado, let's jump into our final mock draft of the year, the final piece of content that we're going to provide to you that is related to their draft. Before we do that, check out our website, fantasychampions.com. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. If you're listening on both podcast, Spotify, Stitcher, and other podcasting platforms, please leave a review. Share this pod with your friends. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe. Click the bell for notifications. Click the bell for notifications, like and comment down below. So mock draft 11.0. Feels like just yesterday we were doing mock draft 1.0. Feels like we were just babies in this draft season. And now we are full-grown adults drafting our brains out. And I'm only in one redraft league. And I'm trying to start a second analyst league, which should be fun.
Oh, that'd be fun.
But I need more redraft leagues. What am I doing with my life?
Well, we might have 2. We'll see.
There you go. It's all dynasty.
You want more than
5
2?
Dynasty leagues, and I can't feel my face. All
right.
right.
Dynasty, you literally don't pay attention for like 10 months of the year.
It's so true. Well, yeah, I guess I do.
Okay, maybe not 10. We'll say like 8 months. There's draft month. There's a little bit. There's like 1 month in the off season, and then you just set your lineups.
Yeah, it's so true. But anyway, so let's jump into mock draft 11.0. I'm going to be the 101. Rick is going to be the 112. So we're going to be picking at the turn picks. We've done this, I think, once or twice this offseason already. But I haven't picked at 101, I don't think. So I'm going to try to pick at 101.
I think last time we did this, I was the 1-1. You were 112.
So I had more fun drafting late, I'll be honest. In the mock drafts that we have done, I've noticed that picks 1 through 4, while you get these very, very good players, I tend to like the later rounds a little bit better. So we'll see how things pan out, but I'm the 101. Rick is the 112. The normal roster settings: quarterback, running back, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, a tight end, 2 flex spots, and then 6 bench spots. So we're sticking with that same roster setup, and this is a PPR league. So we next year maybe we can mix in some 6-point touchdown quarterback leagues and get some people. I mean, that's such a vague thing that I'm not sure people will listen, but maybe they would. But anyway, you ready to get this started?
Yes, sir.
My throat is starting to get dry from all this talking. Oh, wow.
Well, then make a pick.
The sleeper sound effects, man. I
heard it.
I'm gonna hook up when we have the draft party on Sunday. I'm gonna hook up my computer to a speaker.
Yeah.
So that everyone can experience the sounds.
Oh, that'll be great.
Yeah. Wonderful. All right, so I am on the clock with the first pick here. I have been jumping back. That sounds like an old man term, but I have been jumping back and forth between Ja'Marr Chase, Justin Jefferson. I finished my projections the other day, and after a long, hard thought process, I have to go with Justin Jefferson. I think that's probably the smartest pick or the safest pick. Mm-hmm. But it hurts me a little bit because I love Joe Burrow and I love the Cincinnati Bengals and I love Ja'Marr Chase. So it hurts a little bit. But Justin Jefferson has done it. He's been there. He's been at the top. So I like the upside of him there. After my pick, I took Christian McCaffrey, Ja'Marr Chase, Austin Eckler, Travis Kelce, Saquon Barkley, Tyreek Hill, Cooper Kupp, Stefon Diggs, Bijan, Nick Chubb. Rick, you got left with some studs at the wide receiver position.
Yes, sir. And I don't mind this at all. If this is how it went, I would understand that I'm probably not going to reach on a running back here. Mm-hmm. I'm going to get two really, really good receivers in PPR.
Yeah.
I think last year I picked 11th or 12th in our home league. I think I picked 12th. And I ended up with Diggs and Chase, which if Chase stayed healthy, that would have been the best duo in the league and would have won me a lot of games. So in PPR, I'm very okay with taking two guys who could easily be two top 5 or 6 or 7 wide receivers. I'll start with CeeDee Lamb because I think he's probably the best available. And then this next one's tough. I think A.J. Brown is probably the best pick, the smartest pick.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going to go A.J. Brown, though.
Oh, don't do that to me.
I know you would take A.J.
You should go A.J. Brown 1,000%.
I should.
That would be the smart decision.
I love Garrett Wilson and Amon-Ra, though. I love both of them almost more than A.J. Brown. In PPR leagues, maybe even more than A.J. Brown.
Okay.
And I'm just thinking, if I'm sitting here and this is our draft on Sunday, this is how it ends up. You have the first overall pick, I have the 12th overall pick. This is how the board goes. Am I taking A.J. Brown? No, I'm taking Garrett Wilson.
Oh boy. See, there's your Jets showing. You better put that away.
Jets, Jets.
You better put that away, my home dog. I just realized I was screen recording and I jumped out of the sleeper draft. So
that's all right.
It's all right, guys. I'm back.
We'll get to see.
I'm back.
Dude, imagine I'd show up and this is exactly what happens. And I just rip my shirt off and I have a Garrett Wilson jersey underneath. I'm trying to pick.
No, you are. See, you're teasing it. Is what you're doing. You're actually doing that.
I might. Maybe I'll change my mind and take A.J. Brown if we come to it. But
yeah. See, the draft. I will say, when you're drafting, and if you've already drafted and you're just watching this for fun, it's always interesting on draft night how you have this whole plan going in, and then as soon as it starts happening, you sit there and you think about it over and over again. And you're like, oh, see. So it's fun for Rick here to actually take Garrett Wilson with the second pick and leave A.J. Brown on the board at 2-1. But when the draft actually arrives, what do we? Are you going to be like, should I take A.J. Brown? Should I take Garrett Wilson? And then you're sitting there like acting like it's a life or death decision. And if you leave the draft,
and then I have 10 seconds left on the clock, and I panic, and I take Patrick Mahomes.
You panic, take Patrick Mahomes. That looks like what Team 11 did. But no, so it's not a bad pick. I mean, especially if you buy into Garrett Wilson and you believe he's good, like just follow your rankings. But anyway, after Rick's pick, we had Patty Mahomes, Derrick Henry, Amon-Ra St. Brown, A.J. Brown, Josh Jacobs, Devontae Adams, Josh Allen, Jared Taylor, Jonathan Taylor,
That's not going to
That's
stay.
probably not going to stay. He'll probably end up in the 4th, 5th, 6th round. Jalen Waddle, and then Chris Olave. So that leaves me with some interesting guys. Tony Pollard, right now, I have projected in the top 10. I have him ranked in the top 10. I like Tony Pollard. I think there's a lot of upside with Tony Pollard. But there's some nervousness for me. I mean, I'm back-to-back here, so I can take the guys that I want. And there is some running backs that I find interesting.
I will say this. I don't think when we get to our draft, I don't know if Pollard's there for whoever's taking the one-on-one.
Yeah, that's fair.
At the second round.
Honestly, he might not be there in the second round in our. But I'm curious to see if our home league goes with the trends or just drafts running backs like they always do. Because if that happens, the whole friggin' thing's going to be turned on its head.
Yeah.
So hey, I know my league. But anyway, I'm gonna take the best receiver available from my rankings here, which would be see, I don't remember what my rankings were.
Yeah, Higgins or Smith higher.
It's
they're pretty much the exact same.
I'm conflicted. Like, give me a minute here.
Okay.
No, because it was Calvin Ridley too. Calvin Ridley, I moved away. See, hey, I'm gonna snipe your brains out. That's what I'm gonna do. Not that you were gonna take another friggin' running back. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can pull up my rankings here. What would you do here if you were me, Rick?
I would go Pollard and then Higgins probably. It'd be my 2 picks.
Pollard and Higgins. So you take him ahead of Devonta Smith? You like T. Higgins
Yes.
over Devonta Smith?
Yes, I would. Yep.
Okay. My rankings are available. Oh, whoa.
Ridley, though, would be spicy. I wouldn't hate Ridley.
That would be spicy. So right now,
I would still take Pollard here no matter what.
I have Calvin Ridley ranked at tier 3, bottom tier 3. So who do I have available left? T. Higgins is probably the guy I should go with. Yeah, so I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna take
Higgins,
T.
Devonta Smith.
I'm gonna take T. Higgins, and then at the running back position, because I have literally one more guy left in
you
this
could go
tier.
3 receivers.
Stop it. I could. I'm not gonna do that. So Tony Pollard is the best running back available here. I'm gonna probably take Tony Pollard and move forward.
That's exactly what I would have done. So
yeah, see, I just did exactly what I spent an hour trying to figure out what you would have already done in 5 seconds. Devonta Smith, Travis Etienne, Rashad Penny. Dude, what is wrong with my brain today? Ramondre State. We've been recording for like 4 hours here. Ramondre Stevenson, Najee Harris, Mark Andrews, Jalen Hurts, Jahmyr Gibbs, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, DK Metcalf, and then Rick is picking on the clock at 3:12.
If this is how it goes, I mean, I'm pretty happy with this. I could easily go 2 running backs here and go Mixon and Aaron Jones, but I can't not take Calvin Ridley here. So I got to go Calvin Ridley first. I don't care that I got 3 receivers. I'm taking my guy there. And then for the next one, Debo is probably the best player available, but this time I have to go running back. And Mixon and Aaron Jones to me are toss-ups. I think they're both very similar. Mm-hmm. I'd be happy with either one. But I believe I have Aaron Jones ranked 1 spot higher for PPR leagues. So I'll take Aaron Jones. But I think Mixon would be fine here as well if it loads. I don't know if it...
Yeah. Let me reload.
I might have to refresh my thing, bro. It's not working. It's not letting me draft Aaron Jones.
Refresh it, homie.
It's making me draft Joe Mixon. It's a sign.
It's a sign I want Joe Mixon badly.
Dude, it actually, it's glitching on me. It won't let me make the pick.
Right, I'm going to set the pick for
you. Just give me Aaron Jones.
A. Jones. There you go, bud.
Oh, thanks, dude.
Oh, shoot. All right, whatever. There we go. We good. Can you reload the page now? Now you confused yourself.
Yeah.
Kenneth Walker, Keenan Allen, Deebo Samuel, George Kittle, Amari Cooper, Joe Mixon, T.J. Hawkinson, Justin Herbert, and then Breece Hall all came off the clock. That leaves me with a couple of different options. I'm at the lower end I'm in the middle of tier 4 here. I don't mind DJ Moore as an option at the receiver position. I picked back to back, so I like DJ Moore. I also like Debo Samuel, is he off the board? Yeah, Debo already went. Holy crap, dude, my brain's frying over here. But yeah, so I like DJ Moore in this slot. I also like Christian Watson. And then at the running back position, some guys I could go with. I've always liked Miles Sanders. Right now, I have Miles Sanders also in a tier 4. So the question is, which one do I go with? Who's the highest ranked guy?
Mhm.
I do have Madison and Dobbins right now ahead of Miles Sanders.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So,
What you could do if you weren't scared?
oh, okay.
You want to be a man.
I'm gonna take DJ Moore here. I know what you're gonna say. I'm
I
stacking.
don't even have to say it. You
I'm
already know.
stacking. I got Justin Fields, baby. Come back.
Okay.
Welcome home. Welcome home, Justin. Give you a hug. You better throw like 10 touchdowns to DJ Moore, I swear.
That's a clean stack.
So I stacked DJ Moore with Justin Fields here. I still need a second running back, so hopefully I can get one at 6'12". But Miles Sanders, Drake London, Terry McLaurin, James Conner, DeAndre Hopkins, J.K. Dobbins, Alexander Madison, Dallas Goedert, DeAndre Swift, and Jerry Jeudy all came off the board. Rick's on the clock at 5:12.
So my sleeper is completely glitched because it says you haven't even picked yet. So I'm going to back out again and try to go back in. And hopefully this fixes it. I don't know what's going on with Sleeper, bro. It's hating on me. Oh, we're back. All right. So I'm going to match your stack.
Oh, no.
All right. I'm going to match your stack and raise you. Trevor Lawrence and Calvin Ridley. All right. Give me the stack.
I like my stack better.
Now, I do need an RB2. So do I force it here and go Kamara and let him miss 3 games?
Mm-hmm.
Do I go Cam Akers and makes me want to shoot myself every week? Or do I go with who I have as the best player available? And before I would even go running back here, I think I would take both tight ends and I would take 3 or 4 receivers that I have higher than running back. And I still need 2 flex spots, I still need a flex spot. Yeah. So it's not like a receiver here would be a bad pick. I tight end here, you're getting kind of the last of the quote unquote elite tight ends, right? With Waller or Pitts.
Yep. I'm
going to go Christian Watson though, who I think could be a huge breakout, and as my second flex spot wouldn't be too bad.
I was hoping that I got sniped 5 different times. I was hoping that Christian Watson would be on the board at my pick, crossing my fingers, but I guess not. After Christian Watson's pick with Rick, Kyle Pitts, Darren Waller, Chris Godwin, Cam Akers, Alvin Kamara, Dalvin Cook, Mike Williams, George Pickens, Christian Kirk, and then Brandon Ayuk all came off the board. It leaves me with a couple of different options. I don't really like what I'm seeing right now. This is no fun. I think I need a second running back, so I'm gonna go Javonte Williams with this pick.
Great pick.
And it's not. My running back room looks poopy. It looks very poopy right now. I'm not a huge fan. And then I got a couple of different guys. I have Marquise Hollywood Brown overprojected right now. And then I think I would say probably the safest bet here would be to go with Deontay Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just trying to see what else. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go with Deontay Johnson. That's a safer floor pick that you can put at your flex spot. If George Pickens was on the board here at 7-1, I would have taken him.
You would take him over
Deontay.
Johnson.
Yeah. Tyler Lockett, Isaiah Pacheco, Michael Pittman, Mike Evans, Rashad White, Evan Ingram, Dak Prescott, David Montgomery, Marquise Brown, and then Jackson Smith and Jigba came off the board for Rick's pick at 7-12.
So I don't love this, but I need an RB2. Mm-hmm. And I do think he's definitely the best running back available. And he does have some upside, so I'll take James Cook. And then I'll finish that off with Jordan Addison, who can sit on my bench and be a stud.
Oh, come on. Come on, baby. Yeah!
I can't even follow what's going on. I have to log out and log back in.
So Brian Robinson, Kadarius Toney, A.J. Dillon, Jahan Dotson, Mike Thomas, Deshaun Watson, Antonio Gibson, Tua Tagovailoa, and then David Njoku and Brandon Cooks come off the board, leaving me with the ability to draft Pat Freiermuth.
Muth.
Let's go, Muth. Saddle up.
So now you got Deontay Johnson and Pat Freiermuth.
Oh, dude, I am. Well, don't tell me that. Frick. I do this every mock draft. I always sit here, and then when I get to the real draft, I'm like, oh, I can't do that. I overthink every pick. I just love Pat Freiermuth. I couldn't hold myself back.
I'm not saying that's bad. I mean, I would do the same thing. But...
all right, so then there's a couple of different options here. I feel like I do need to take a couple of shots on the running back position. I would, if I had another running back, like if I went earlier and instead of taking DJ Moore, I took like Joe. I couldn't take Joe Mixon. I'm sorry. I'm trying to think. And I took like Miles Sanders instead of DJ Moore, or Miles Sanders instead of Justin Fields. I probably wouldn't take a running back here. But I do like, if you like wide receivers, I do like Zay Flowers here. I do like Gabe Davis in this spot. So you could go with either one of those guys. If you're looking at the quarterback position, Rodgers is probably fine. I don't mind Daniel Jones or Kirk Cousins in this spot either. And then at running back, Jesus, like a dumpster fire. But I would take here, because I do need another running back, I'm going to take Khalil Herbert. A little bit of a reach, but I like that guy, and I know I'm not going to get him at my pick back.
You wouldn't have gotten.
Yeah, you wouldn't have gotten him around 10. It probably would have fallen to you. So I'm going to take Khalil Herbert there, lock him up, and get my bench statted. Now it's your pick, Rick. Aaron Rodgers, Quentin Johnston, Gabe Davis, Zay Flowers, Kirk Cousins, Treylon Burks, Juju Smith-Schuster, Jamal Williams, Dalton Schultz, and then Zach Charbonnet came off the board. Rick, you're on the clock at 9:12.
A lot of good players here available. I do only have 2 running backs on my team, which does make me nervous. But there is really no running back that's worth drafting here at this point, unless I go a little off the board, which I might do. I'll start at wide receiver, though. Again, really loaded at that spot, but have some good players. I'll take Elijah Moore. I think he's the best player available. I could go tight end here, but at this point, I don't really see a huge difference between Cole Kmet and some guys that I could get a little bit later. Probably with my next pick. So I'll save that, and I'll go out of my way to get Devin Arcane or Arcane, or however you want to pronounce that, because I need an RB3. And as long as Jonathan Taylor's not there, he still has some upside in that room.
Devin Arcane, Rashad Penny, Cortland Sutton, Cole Kmet, Odell Beckham, Anthony Richardson, Dalton Kincaid, Ezekiel Elliott, Adam Thielen, Geno Smith, and Samaje Perine came off in the rest of the 10th round. I'm the last pick of the 10th round. I could have gone Chig and then probably gotten Zay Flowers or Gabe Davis at my pick, but whatever.
Whatever.
I just like excited picked Pat Freiermuth.
I think that was a good pick. That was a good pick.
The few picks I'm going to take here is, what are your thoughts on Allen Lazard?
I'm not crazy about him.
Okay, all right. I just wanted to ask because I feel like we haven't talked about Allen Lazard at all.
Yeah, I mean he's fine. He's fine. I don't think he has like any upside really, and there's a lot of guys that do have upside at the wide receiver position around here, and guys that just got picked. So he wouldn't be my first choice.
Okay, so a few guys that I'm going to take here. I'm definitely going to take a chance on Sky Moore at 10-12. And then Jameson Williams has kind of fallen down a little bit because of some stuff that's been going on in the preseason, and then because of hamstring. And then he has also been obviously suspended for 6 weeks. But I'm going to take him as a shot pick and a guy that can sit on my bench and see if I can get something good. I thought about taking Rashad Bateman over Jameson Williams. So if you want somebody who's going to play the first 6 weeks of the season, you can go with Bateman. But I'll take Jameson Williams here for upside.
And I got freaking sniped because I was hoping Chig would be here, or even worst case scenario, I wouldn't have mind Tyler Higbee.
Don't you just love when a team drafts 2 tight ends in front of you?
Yeah, that's the best. So I'm going to start. I still need running backs. I only have 3 on the roster. This is a guy I really like at his value, and that's Damian Harris. Mm-hmm. I think he's the goal line back. I'm not saying he's going to be this, but I think he could be similar to what Jamal Williams was last year, where all the hype is on the other guy. and then
Mhm.
Damian Harris or Jamal Williams ends up being the goal line back, and because of that, gets a lot of touchdowns and produces. He is on the Bills, so there's going to be, I think, a decent amount of opportunity. I don't like that I have both James Cook and Damian Harris, but um, that's all
That's all right.
right.
Hey,
We can plug
if
and
one
play.
hits, you're good.
We can exactly. We can plug and play
Or if James Cook gets
and
hurt.
feel it out there.
Yeah.
At this point, I really, really should go tight end. But at the same time, do I really want Sam Laportier? No. Do I want Greg Dulcich? Kind of, but if he's going to be the second tight end on the team, no. Dawson Knox, probably not. Gerald Everett, maybe. Maybe. There's really no good tight ends at this point. I think Juwan Johnson could be maybe a late round sleeper. Who knows? Jake Ferguson. None of these guys really excite me. But I don't think there's really a big difference once I get to this point now and I'm getting sniped at tight end. I'm not going to overshoot for tight end when I don't think there's any difference between the tight end 19 and 15. So I'll just keep waiting at that position and see if somebody falls to me. And looking at the board, seeing who I could get here, I'll take a flyer on Rashee Rice.
It's my pick. I'm sorry, everyone. I feel like I just got to forego the screen.
You giving up on it?
The screen recording because it is just not functioning. I've had to reload Sleeper 3 times. All right, after Rick's pick of Rashee Rice, we had Tank, Bigsby, Raheem Mostert, Jalen Warren, Brock Purdy, Darnell Mooney, Tyler Allgeier, Greg Dulcich, Sam Laporta, Romeo Doubs, and Russell Wilson come off the board. There is some options here that is interesting. I don't like. I got to take a look at running back because I probably need some other ones, but I'm interested to see where Kareem Hunt ends up going. And now that cut downs have happened and all that stuff and the rosters are being settled, like, does Kareem Hunt get a job or nah? But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take Jonathan Mingo, Carolina.
We might just get hit with Mingo.
What'd you say?
I just said we might just get hit with Mingo.
He kind of reminds me a little bit of Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Whoa.
Yeah,
except he's 6'3", 220.
No, I know, but he plays a slot. So I think he
does he play the slot? I thought he was an X.
No, well he played the X at USC, but a lot of people say that he should have been playing the slot position because
isn't Daleen going to be in the slot?
I assume so.
So wouldn't that?
But either way, Carolina has said they really really like Jonathan Mingo.
Yeah, that's
so. I think there's some good signs there. And then I don't mind Nico Collins, so I'll take Nico Collins here and stack the wide receiver position.
See, you got a touchdown in preseason from CJ Stroud.
Oh yeah, I mean I could have taken Tank Dell because man, that guy is getting hyped.
Yeah, for sure. And I could take him here, but I won't. Dude, I'm just getting sniped at tight end.
I could take him here, but I won't.
I was like, I'll just get Gerald Everett in my last 2 rounds.
Kenny Pickett moving up.
Kenny Pickett's getting drafted now. I will take a tight end. It's so gross.
Yeah.
But I'll probably end up rotating tight end. I might pick, like, if this was a real draft, I'd probably, at this point, just kind of rotate between tight ends. I might go with Irv Smith 1 week. Maybe I'll pick up Jake Ferguson.
Yeah.
I'll start with Juwan Johnson with his touchdown upside. And I'll take Kareem Hunt because I think if he signs with the team, he'll be getting drafted at least a little higher than that 14th round.
Okay. I can't tell if you made your picks because Sleeper's off for me.
It just switched. It was off for me the entire draft, and now it's working.
So it switched to me. So Rick takes you took Juwan Johnson from New Orleans
and Kareem Hunt.
That's a gross team, and you left Tank Dell right on the board for yourself.
I did. Tank Dell was the next pick. Then Deontay Foreman, Bryce Young, Keandre Miller, Michael Gallup, Kenneth Gainwell, Chuba Hubbard, Roschon Johnson, Jeff Wilson, and Michael Mayer.
Nice.
Now you get the very last pick of the draft, Mr. Relevant.
Right, let's see what we got here.
Bro, Marvin Mims.
I'm gonna take. Oh, that sucks. You said
You took
Marvin.
Clyde.
I took Clyde instead of Marvin Mims.
Yeah, I would have
I would
definitely
take Marvin Mims
taken.
instead. Whoops.
That's all right.
Whoops. All right. Anyway, I'll take Clyde. I mean, hey, it's the last pick. I'm gonna switch it out. No. I clicked
Stop.
Clyde. I'm gonna stick with Clyde. And there you have it, a full butt mock draft, the final one of the year. It's going to be interesting to see what this is like on our home league draft night, and see if things, develop. It'll be interesting. I'm excited. I'm freaking. I feel like I'm completely unprepared because we don't know our picks. We're doing a draft lottery on draft night, so I'm just going to be confused the whole time. But it's been fun mock drafting with everyone. 11.0 here. My team is Justin Fields, Tony Pollard, Javonte Williams, Justin Jefferson, T. Higgins, Pat Freiermuth, DJ Moore, Deontay Johnson. Then my bench is Khalil Herbert, Sky Moore, Jameson Williams, Jonathan Mingo, Nico Collins, and Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I would give my team a solid B-.
It's funny because I like your team more than you like your team, I think.
So what
your first 8 rounds, actually your first 9, first 10, first 11, basically your first 11 rounds is exactly what I would have done in your spot.
I feel like I did the best with what I had.
Yes, you absolutely did.
Because
I think
this
you did
pick blows.
Listen,
and
it looks bad because
you've already looked past the Tony Pollard handcuff thing, and you consider him a top 7 running back. And I look at him and I still see that Zeke handcuff, and I know he was better than that last year, and I know he's going to be better than that. My brain just can't unsee it. And I just keep looking at it going, wow, that's gross, but he's an RB1. He's probably going to be an RB1.
I know, it looks gross. It's same with Ramondre. Every time I draft him and he's like my RB1 or 2, I'm like, oh, that looks gross. But I know it's not too bad. And if you look at your running backs, you're thinking to yourself, man, this is gross. But remember that you're in a PPR league. You have Justin Jefferson, you have T. Higgins, you have a DJ Moore, Justin Fields stack, which could be elite. I think Deontay Johnson in the 7th round is really good, a stable flex for you. You got Pat Freiermuth, the Muth at tight end, which is solid. Khalil Herbert in the 9th round is your RB3 is good. You got upside guys with Sky Moore, Jameson Williams, Mingo, even Nico Collins. I think you did a really good job. I'm proud of you.
All right, thanks.
I think you did better than I did because I have
Say your
Johnson
team, and then I'm gonna look at your team.
Trevor Lawrence, Aaron Jones, James Cook, CeeDee Lamb, Garrett Wilson, Juwan Johnson, Calvin Ridley, Christian Watson, Jordan Addison, Elijah Moore, Devin Arcane, however you want to say it. Arcane.
There's no R in there.
Damian Harris, Rashee Rice, and Kareem Hunt.
Okay. I like Aaron Jones and James Cook. I think that's good. I mean, there's a lot of risk there. But we're in the same position where you got CeeDee Lamb and Garrett Wilson.
Yeah.
But then you
I
also
went receiver,
Rids and Christian Watson. So you have 4 of my top 20 receivers.
Right.
I like that. I hate your tight end. Oh my God.
Oh, me too.
Oh my God.
But he was the tight end like 22 off the board. Because of course this mock draft, 20-something tight ends get drafted.
I'm not gonna lie, it's not a bad team. The only problem is running back, but I mean, you drafted 3 wide receivers to start. So I mean, what are you gonna ask for? And then tight end. Everything else is good. So like, I think Aaron Jones could give you some good games. And let's see, Jordan Addison, Elijah Moore, Devin Achane. See, you got me all messed up now. Damian Harris, Rashee Rice, and then Kareem Hunt. Yeah, I'd give you a B+. What would you grade my team?
I'd give you A-.
Oh, wow. All right. Thanks, bud.
Yeah.
All right, since you're being generous, I'll give you a
No, D. I honestly, it's because you're just looking at Tony Pollard and it's throwing you off completely.
Yeah.
I think that's the problem.
Oh, yeah.
If you look at Tony Pollard as like Nick Chubb or something like that, it looks a lot better.
Oh, gee, if I could switch that out, yeah. I mean, like, if it was a different name.
Yeah.
I'd be like, oh, boy, saddle
Let's say
up.
it's like Bijan
Saddle up.
Exactly.
I also feel the same way about T. Higgins.
Pollard quite like Nick Chubb, but I don't think he's far behind him.
I like T. Higgins a lot, but I just can't unsee him as like a secondary guy.
Yeah, that's true.
And I'm like, but he puts up like 225 fantasy points every year. So it's like, yeah, no, he's better than that.
Yeah, but if you drafted Devontae over him, it would have been the same thing. Devontae Smith was like the secondary guy behind A.J. Brown.
Oh, yeah,
but he's still really good.
His name looks cooler.
Okay, well then that's
Anyway, all right, there you go. There you have it. There is our final mock draft. Let us know in the comments how we did next week. Oh, geez, I just wiped out my microphone. Next week, we are going to be jumping into week 1 content, breaking down week 1, getting into some predictions. And then Thursday of that week, we got the NFL season starting. We'll see you then, guys. Bye.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening to the Fantasy Champions Podcast. Make sure you subscribe on iTunes and YouTube and follow us on Twitter @TheFFChamps.